What's up, traders? It's your girl Kaia Trades, and a lot of you have been wondering if my strategy works for Asia session, and I'm happy to tell you, yes, it does. I'm going to break down the trade that I took last night on my new Top Step funded account I recently passed last week. So let's go ahead and hop on the charts and see those, as well as my other 4 accounts copy traded on that. Let's go.
Speak on it and I make it happen. Want this one, hit that one. Sweet ones, bad ones, double it, add some. Speak on it and I make it happen. Want this one, hit that one.
So some of you have also seen in my old videos that I had the 5K payout with Top Step with 5 accounts. So the goal this time is to get a bigger payout than that. And this is the trade that I did take around, let's see, 9:50 p.m. last night, and it ended around 11:50 p.m. I'm not gonna cap to y'all, I definitely fell asleep. Then I ended up waking up. Most trades that I take, I shoot for the 1 to 2. This one, we were already chopping around like all freaking night. And I was just like, okay, no. Once I woke up out of my sleep, I was just like, I'm just gonna take all of my profits right now. And as you guys can see, we're up $332 on the funded account, actually passed. And then I have the other 4 that will go along the way throughout this month of August, and look forward to passing those as well. There's only one way I'm going to pass these accounts, and that's by following my rules. So let's actually get into the trade breakdown, because a lot of you guys are struggling with structure, and I want to show you why I was looking for buys. All right, first things first, we're going to go kind of towards 8 p.m. I don't start trading Asia session until 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know that it opens around 6. I do everything in my power not to trade right at 6 because I don't know what the market's doing just yet. So I want to see if the market will give me some sort of information of direction, and then we can go from there moving forward. First things first, we're going to use our pathway tool. We can see that there is an obvious high right here, which created a low. We had another high, another low, another high, another low. If you want to consider this a high, that's fine. If you want to consider that a low, that's fine. We do have this major high, which is the main one I want to focus on. And then we have a break back down to the downside. We have an obvious high right here, obvious low, and then price most recently broke structure. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see that. If you do not know the trend, supply and demand only works with the trend. I didn't even put up my KT system. You guys, we look for this same stuff every single time we come to the market. If you do not have your KT system on your screen, make sure it's there. Make sure that you know that you are following your rules so you have no doubts, no fears when it comes to placing your trade. So now that I see we have a break of structure here, boom, I can go ahead and be confident that I am going to be looking for a buy right now. So I'm going to type in my 1 hour, and my 1 hour is bullish. Until price breaks a low, current price is right here. Current price is right here. If I look left from current price, I can see that we had a high right here, and price broke up and through that high, giving me an indication that we might be going a little higher. If price were to have not broken this high, but broken a low, then I would have been looking for potential sell. So right now, I am bullish on the 1 hour. So on my 5 minute, the only thing I'm going to look for is bullish market structure. If I happen to see consolidation, I'm not going to trade. If I happen to see bearish market structure, I am not going to participate until I get my 5 minute in alignment with my 1 hour. Let's go down to the 5 minute and see if we can get that. Okay, so we already know that we had the break of structure. We're looking for buys. I'm going to follow the exact same steps that I did on the 1 hour. I'm going to grab my path tool, mark out my obvious highs and obvious lows. There's a low here. There's a high here. There's a low here that broke this low. This is kind of giving me bearish market structure, and that's just noise. All right, you can write this high. I'm just going to write this one. We get a high that has not broken a recent high, so it's not bullish structure yet. And guys, price is just not making a lower low now. We're kind of even just consolidating right now. And if it's consolidating, I can't use supply and demand. So I'm waiting for a trend, and if it's bearish, then it's just noise. I'm waiting for my 5 minute to align with my 1 hour. If I do not get that, I'm sitting out. I know I'm saying it a lot of times, but I really want you guys to get it. If they're not in alignment, What are you trading for? I love you, but what are you trading for? Stop trading until you see your setup. All right, so price is now here. Let's see if it can break a high or if it can continue to the downside. We don't know just yet. Okay, price is slowing up. Still hasn't quite broken the high. We're just sitting now, just same levels, equal highs and equal lows. But now that I have another high, price has started making its way back down. I want to see price come above this level. If it never does, I'll just keep waiting. And guys, it takes a lot of patience. We didn't even write our daily note. Let's write that because we may forget. Guys, the one formula that's going to get us to our freedom is having patience and discipline. If my setup does not come, I will wait for it. If my setup does not present, I will not take it. All right, let's go. Let's see if we can get a final break of structure. Okay, we've made another low. Let's go ahead and write that out. This low is now higher than this low. It's giving higher highs, higher lows, but we don't know just yet. We need price to break a high for this to be considered a higher low. Let's see if we can get that to be considered a higher low. Okay, price is not broken structure. And it very much looks like this is a break of structure, but guys, it's not. Price is now just ranging. If you have not checked out my free course, go ahead and click the link in the description. All the way at the bottom of my free Discord is my free course to help you really understand the basics and the fundamentals of trading so that you yourself can become a better trader, a more consistent trader, leading you to consistent profits. So we have this low right here. Each leg in the market creates a range, and the range is the lows and the highs of that leg. If we can get a break to the upside, we're potentially looking for a demand zone. If we can get a break to the downside, we're potentially looking for a supply. So while market is within this range, until it breaks out above or down below, we are still in the range. Let's say price breaks higher, okay? And then tries to pull back. Now the range becomes this bigger leg. This bigger leg right here now becomes the range. What does that look like? That looks like this being the new high, this being the new low that caused that high, and this is my new range. But we can see we're making the stair-step pattern of higher highs and higher lows, which in fact is a bullish trend. Let's see if we can get that. Let's see if the market actually wants to give us that. If it doesn't, we'll just continue to wait. I'm going to delete all of these lines. At this point, we're still just being super patient. Let's see if now we can start breaking structure. Now I want to see this high break. I want to see both of these high break. Both of these highs break. I want to see a high get broken. Okay, very, very close. Now in this instance, although we do have this bigger range, this is mostly just the external range. We just did the example of what the range is and if we start breaking structure. And although we didn't break out of this range just yet, we do have internal structure. So this would be the external structure. We have internal structure within that external structure. If we zoom in on this structure, we can see that stair-step pattern. We can see the obvious high, obvious low, obvious high, even though it did not quite break this high right here, which is what we're anticipating price to do. We're looking for bullish price action. Price was not able to push further down. Okay, price was not able to push further down here. Price was not able to push further down here. We get a nice big push to the upside. I'm going to go ahead and mark out this zone anyways. Okay, let's delete this so you guys can see. I marked out this zone anyways, just because I want to be prepared for what the market is giving me and not for my hopes and dreams. Though I do hope that it will come up and break this high, we still get internal structure that has created. I know it's a little confusing at first, but pause it, play it back, and identify it again with me. Play back seeing the external range. We want to see it break to the upside, but now we have internal range. Internal range is just everything inside the most obvious low and the most obvious high. If price continues, we see there's an obvious low right here. Did it break this one? No. We have an obvious high right here. Did it break this one? No. But we're starting to create higher lows. We're just waiting for a higher high. There's a high here. There's a high here. Price has now broken this high. That is what we want to see. Let's see if it can remain moving in this bullish structure. All right. It wasn't able to come get this high, but I'm still adamant that this is a break of structure. So I'm going to go ahead and type out my break of structure happened at 9:40 and my tap of zone happened at 9:45. There is only one more thing left for me to do in this market, and that's wait for a break of candle to enter my trade. So I'm going to get my instrument ready. Because this zone is less than 100 points, I am going to utilize the entire zone. A lot of you guys keep asking me, why do you use the current candle and not the full zone? Why do you use the full zone and not the current candle? It just depends on my risk for that trade, guys. If this zone is 100 or 200 points, I'm not going to risk that full zone, okay? But because it's less than what I'm willing to risk, I will go ahead and utilize the entire zone. I didn't risk as much as I normally would anyways, because again, this is a funded account. The goal is to stay consistent, whether it's small or big profits. I want to remain consistent with my risk so that I can maintain the account. From here, I originally always look for 1 to 2. My 1 to 2 is right here. But I told you guys, I pretty much fell asleep during this trade. Let's click through and see where I kind of fell asleep. I remember kind of what it looks like. Okay, we did in fact get tapped into this trade. Easy peasy. The system is still working. Even though it's minor structure, it's still structure. And even though I wanted this break of a high to break first, I was still able to get some bullish structure within my zone. This is still bullish structure. Higher high, higher low, break of structure. That's all it is, guys. We got the break of candle for the entry at 950. Okay, let's type that in our KT system to keep track. Wonderful. Let's see price smash our TP. We're also going to mark out our 1 to 1. Okay, we have this zone, bottom of the zone, and our 1 to 1. Beautiful. We have our 1 to 1 on the screen. Once price hits my 1 to 1, then I'll be able to start doing things for this trade, which is taking off profits and moving my stop loss to break even. I think I used about 3 contracts on this. I can't remember. I think I used like 3 contracts on this trade. And then I was going to take off 2 contracts here and take off 1 contract at 1 to 2. Let's see how that plays out. Okay, struggled with a little bit of drawdown, but not too much at all. Pushed me right into profit, came right back down to break even. I had to just breathe. We got some really good bullish momentum there. And guys, you see the stair step pattern continue. I mean, you can count this one if you want to, but it doesn't matter. But we can clearly see price is starting to keep and maintain that bullish structure. Let's see if we can get the 1 to 1. You guys, it was so close. Why I didn't want to go to my 1 to 1, it went all the way back down to break even. But again, I'm not touching anything until it hits my 1 to 1. So let's see if we can get it. Okay, price is now just playing with me. And y'all, I fell asleep like right around here. What time is this? 10:55 in the evening. Your girl was almost knocked out. I probably actually was knocked out. But I was drinking some water before bed, so I had to use the restroom almost closer to 12, which is towards the end of this trade. Let's see. I think I woke up not there, but closer to all these bullish candles. So I'm up now after my restroom break. It's 11:45 p.m. Do I really want to wait to 1 to 2? Like, how likely is it happening? And I want you guys to notice something. If I go back on my 1 hour, guys, we have a gap right here. We have a gap all right here. I'm going to show you so you can see it. A gap. Is price really likely to continue higher after rejecting this level and leaving a gap right here? Not really. Not really, right? So I'm reading price, I'm understanding the markets, and I'm making a sound judgment not to wait the entire TP2. So the smart part of me, the logical part of me, and not the emotional part of me was like, okay, I'm going to cancel off these 2 contracts and I'm just going to take my 3 contracts and move them down to the 1-to-1. So once I get the 1-to-1, I can sleep and rest beautifully. My husband actually called it. Before I closed my eyes the first time, my husband was like, you probably want to close out early because you're not going to be able to sleep if you're in a trade. And I was like, don't worry about it. I got it. I got it. Which is why I think mentorship is super important, guys. We think we can do this on our own, and you need some accountability. I do have one-on-one mentorship open for this month. I only have 3 slots available. Click the link to apply, and I will get back to you if you are accepted. If you're not accepted, I might get back to you anyways, just to kind of update you on why I am not taking your mentorship or allowing you to start the mentorship this month. Maybe you have some important things that you need to work on that I can encourage. But definitely check that out. I will get back to you guys as soon as I can. But let's see how this trade plays out. Your girl was not able to sleep because, oh, wow, TP1. Oh, thank the Lord, y'all. I went to sleep after this. After this trade, you guys, I was like, thank the Lord, I'm up. I locked myself out. Great feature on Top Step. If you don't lock yourself out, have rules to where you lock yourself out. I do after 1 trade, whether it's a dub or a loss, so I don't overtrade and blow the account. Simple. I still struggle with fighting the urge to overtrade, so I just lock myself out and avoid the whole thing. So then we finally got TP1, guys, and I went to sleep and I woke up and I felt good because I followed my rules and I was still green. I didn't waste any sleep trying to trade. I make my trading simple. I keep it 1 instrument and 1 trade. Easy money. Easy money. Hope you guys thought this video was super great. If you learned anything, feel free to comment below. If you did, share with a friend, please. If you're still new to trading and you're struggling with these fundamentals and these basics, go ahead and join that free link for the Discord so that you can get access to the free course. I love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you guys in the next video.